We're going to work a drill here where we're going to go from our front leg. And what I want you to think about is pushing downwards into the ball of your foot, but then pushing yourself into your back leg and letting that front heel pop and rotate. Then I want to get that feeling. We go push through the hip, push through the knee, rotate through the ball of the foot. So you go push. Now we were doing this just kind of letting our weight drift. What I really want to focus on now is push, catch, push, catch. So you're thinking of pushing out of that leg and catching out of it and rotating on the ball of the foot. Push, 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 push. So summation of joint force means adding up. We're adding all those joint forces and muscle forces together, and we want to do it from large to small. So we push from the core through the leg, through the hip, through the knee, through the ankle. Push, push, push. Let your arm just kind of be loose and feel how that wants to encourage the waist to turn. That's it. A few more. Push, push, push. Don't think of dragging yourself with the front foot or dragging yourself. Make it a movement of pushes. Push, push, push. Let's try that on the other side. So we're going to weight the front leg. We're going to use that continuity, large to small, sum it all up so we don't lose any energy. We're pushing and catching. Twist, catch, push, catch, push. So the hip is turning and folding into the what's in the kung fu we call the qua, folding in the qua. Push, catch, push, catch, push, catch. And see how if you really get a good drive from that push, it starts to feel like it's not that hard to translate it like we were doing to start working on the waist, which we will do. So just a couple more. Let's go 1, 2. Just think about push, push, push. The push shouldn't pop you up. The push should rotate you and set you into the other leg. 3, 2, last one. 1, push. Good. Okay, come on up from there. So let's continue our journey of summation of joint forces with the idea that we start all of our movement in our biomechanics from the sort of central point in the body, our center of balance, and we move from there out to our extremities. So we were doing exercises a few weeks ago where we were sitting here and we're moving our center in order to turn our trunk. And now what we want to do is we want to think spine, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Spine, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Because the desire is to get ahead with the arm, to throw the arm, but not to sum up the force capacity of using this lateral turning in your abdominals, of using the muscles through the lower back and kidney, through using your upper back and shoulder blades and the rotations of the spine. So we're going to spend about a minute here, and I want you to go twist, core pushes against ground, out through shoulder, elbow, wrist. Core, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So this is just an extension of what we were doing a few weeks ago, where we were just kind of loosening up and twisting. Now we just want to take a little bit more conscious effort into making sure that we're not throwing the arm separately of the core, but that the core is pushing against the arms. So we're pushing the punch away from us. We're not throwing that punch, we're pushing out to it. So 1, push, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Don't let that elbow go early. Don't let the shoulder go too soon. This stuff is just, you can just keep refining and refining. And the good thing is it doesn't take away from any strength training you're doing. It just helps you to maximize the strength that you have. Okay, so come on up from that and let's proceed a little further. And now what we have to do is we have to sum up the joint forces in the upper body, which we just said was the abdominals, the lower back, and the spine, moving to the shoulder, moving to the elbow, moving to the wrist. So that's our upper body connection. We did a drill for our lower body, which was hip pushes knee, knee pushes ankle, ankle pushes the foot. The floor doesn't go anywhere, so that's going to accelerate us and give us the capacity to transfer that stability of the ground through that pressure on the ground and through those rotations of the upper body out through the shoulder, elbow, wrist. So let's go back to a basic straight punching drill like we have been doing. So if I'm in my back leg, I want to push against the ground. As I push against the ground, I'm moving from center out. So hip and shoulder are kind of synchronized to a degree. As I extend into the knee, elbow, as I pivot through the foot and the ankle, I'm going to go wrist. So hip, knee, ankle, shoulder, elbow, wrist, with the spine as that rotational capacity. So we reach. So we're going to go, don't think about going fast right now. Push the ground and let that twist through the trunk and into the limbs. Push, twist. 1, 2, push, push. Don't worry about making a punch. Think about getting that pressure on the ground to come through the spine, through the shoulder, and out through the elbow and the wrist. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, let's put the other foot forward and we'll work that same chain. So not worrying about power. What we're working about is continuity and summation of joint forces. So we're pushing through. If we get the firing order out of line, knee goes first, hip goes second, elbow goes first, shoulder goes second, the continuity is not happening. We're not adding up those joint forces. So push the ground, reach out with the hand. Push the ground, twist through the torso. 1, 2, push. Don't go anywhere until you feel that push in the ground. Push in the ground. If you want to emphasize it and work a little bit, squat in, push, dip, push, sink in, push. Just to get that idea, fire from the hip. Twist through the spine, exit through the shoulder, elbow, and wrist. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay, so the same idea of summation, all we have to do now is change the types of rotations and the angles of the arms, and we can change the drill. So why don't we do the same summation drill, but now let's look at doing some uppercuts and some hooks along with this. So same idea, find that hip, feel you're pressuring the floor, feel that reflected force in the spine, and feel that rotation through. Now for a hook, let's just go with a kind of a body shot for now. So we're just going to think about, the arm doesn't even have to move that much. We're going to push and drive in with our hook. Push and drive. So settle, drive, settle, drive. So you can dip in and push out of the leg, push out of the leg. So your arm is more about the direction and where you're placing the power than the main creator of that power. We still want to sum up the potential force in the shoulders and then the upper body, but we don't want those to be what we're throwing. We're not throwing the hook here, we're throwing the hook with our body. Twist it in and push. 1, 2, 3, 4, push, push. Take your time. Feel that push out of the leg. Turn into your hip. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice, let's put it on the other foot. So same thing. More we repeat this, the more cleanly our neural pathways start to feel that summation, that continuity of the forces of the joints applying at the right time, push. So take your time, let those neural pathways some time to find it. Feel that push out. Dig into your hip and push through. Don't pop. Transfer that twist into your strikes. 2, 3, we'll go for another 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, push, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, come on up. We'll leave that today, but what we'll do is we'll start to apply that to some different ways of moving. We'll get to our uppercuts and some plays like that. If you know your punches and things, just take the time. Start to feel how this twisting can be changed into so many different ways of striking, but we keep that nice consistent summation of joint forces and we don't break the continuity. We don't get ahead of ourselves. Center to extremity.